Okay, still talking about countable and uncountable nouns. Here we will learn about quantity expressions when we talk about countable and uncountable nouns. So, when we use quantity expression atau ketika membicarakan tentang kuantitas atau banyaknya sebuah benda yang bisa dihitung dan tidak bisa dihitung itu berbeda. So, they are different. For example, in a few means sedikit atau beberapa. Untuk countable nouns artinya beberapa, sedangkan untuk uncountable noun ini artinya sedikit. So for uncountable nouns, you can say a few apples. For uncountable nouns, you can say a little water or a little information, for example, or a little ink. You can say that. Meanwhile, for countable nouns, you can say a few pencils, a few people, for example. And then for saying many atau banyak, for countable nouns you can say many apples, many people, many schools, for example. And then for uncountable noun you can say much. Ini much dan many sama-sama artinya banyak, akan tetapi untuk many dia hanya digunakan untuk countable nouns, sedangkan untuk much dia hanya digunakan untuk uncountable nouns. So for example, many apples, many things. And then for uncountable nouns, much water, and then much ink, much information. Those are some of the examples. And then for a lot of, both, you can use it for countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Jadi bisa digunakan untuk dua-duanya. A lot of apples, a lot of water, a lot of people, a lot of information, a lot of sand, a lot of sugar, for example. Both are okay. Jadi dua-duanya bisa menggunakan a lot of. For the use of countable and non-countable quantity in affirmative statement, affirmative artinya positif, kalimat yang positif, you can say I want a few apples or I want a little water. And then I want a lot of apples, I want a lot of water. Or maybe you can say I want a lot of money, for example. Jadi money atau uang di sini tidak bisa dihitung. Yang bisa dihitung adalah ketika dia sudah menggunakan mata uang. Jadi 1 rupiah, 2 rupiah, tetapi untuk uang dia tidak bisa dihitung. There is no 1 money, 2 money, tidak bisa 1 uang, 2 uang, but you can say a little money or a lot of money. And then for the negative statements, you can say I don't want many apples or I don't want much water. I don't want much sugar, for example. And then I don't want a lot of apples or I don't want a lot of water. So next for the yes or no questions, the questions can be does he have a few apples or does he have many apples or does he have a lot of apples. Sedangkan untuk uncountable nouns you can say does he have a little water or does he have much water or does he have a lot of water. Or for example, when you want to drink something, a juice or maybe tea or coffee, you can ask, does it have a lot of sugar, for example. And then in the comments below, you can see that a few and many are used with the plural forms of countable nouns. Meanwhile, a little and much are used with uncountable nouns. A lot of is used with non-countable nouns and the plural forms of countable nouns. Jadi, a few and many ini hanya untuk countable, a little and much hanya untuk uncountable, dan a lot of ini bisa untuk dua-duanya. And then in the notes below, you can see that ekspresi much dan many ini umumnya tidak digunakan untuk objek noun phrases of affirmative statements. Jadi ketika kalimatnya positif, for example, I want a lot of money. Tidak bisa kita mengatakan I want much money. So it is not really general. Jadi bukan tidak bisa tetapi tidak umum. Okay, and then these expressions much and many are usually used in negative statements or question. Jadi biasanya dia digunakan untuk kalimat negatif dan pertanyaan. Jadi tidak umum digunakan untuk kalimat positif. Oke, jadi untuk kalimat positif untuk mengganti much dan many ini bisa menggunakan a lot of, a great deal of, a large amount of, dan lain-lain. So Untuk menggantikan much dan many, karena tidak umum digunakan pada kalimat positif, dia bisa menggunakan a lot of, a great deal of, atau a large amount of. Untuk notes yang nomor 2, few and a few, little and a little are slightly different. Jadi untuk few and a few, mereka ini agak berbeda sedikit. Jadi untuk a few dan a little artinya adalah a small number or a small quantity. Jadi artinya ini sedikit. Ketika menggunakan a few atau a little artinya sedikit. Sedangkan untuk few dan little artinya tidak banyak. Like that. Jadi hampir mirip, tetapi ada sedikit perbedaan. Okay, so far about countable and uncountable nouns, do you have any question? If you have any question, please go back to the group and we will continue the discussion on countable and uncountable nouns.